Have you ever looked at your life and thought, this isn't my movie? This wasn't how things were supposed to go. Well, by the end of this short masterclass, you'll understand exactly why, as a single parent, you feel stuck. And more importantly, how to break free. You'll leave with a clear roadmap and support system so that you'll never feel lost again. I remember clearly what it felt like to hold my child as a newly single mom in tears, saying, I have no clue how I'm going to support you. And that moment changed everything. I spent the next 15 years studying finance, earning my CFA designation, diving into behavioral economics, design thinking, trauma recovery, financial abuse recovery, you name it, all while working 3 jobs to afford the specialists I needed to keep myself from losing my mind. But I refused to be a statistic. I became obsessed with one question, and that was what separates the single parents who are able to build wealth from those who stay stuck in survival mode. And the answer? It has almost nothing to do with money. True wealth is a function of 4 key areas. First, mental resilience. That's your nervous system, the beliefs you have, your emotional regulation. All of these things shape your ability to get through challenges and seize the opportunities that are in front of you at any given moment. Second is physical well-being, your energy, your productivity, your decision-making capacity. All of these elements directly impact your financial success. If you don't have energy, you can't work. You're not creative. You're not going to push through when things get hard, which is when it's most important. Third, support and environment. Who and what you surround yourself with and the standards you accept can either elevate you or hold you back. And finally, financial education. It's not just about earning more. It's about learning how to make, how to grow, how to sustain wealth. And when you align these 4 elements, wealth is inevitable. If you don't fix these root causes, if you're not supported in these areas, you're always going to feel like you're drowning no matter how much money you make. But here's what makes this different from anything you've heard before. What I'm about to share isn't conventional financial advice. I teach a very specific framework. It's a method designed specifically for single parents who want to build wealth in a way that actually works for them. Our rules are different. They're harder, and there's definitely nuance to a very, very complicated conversation. Nowhere else are you going to find these insights because they're based on real life experience, behavioral finance, design thinking, and a few other hidden principles that separate those who use single parenthood as a catalyst for an incredible life from those who stay stuck, barely getting by. So let's start with the first unconventional secret. What if? What if I told you that success isn't about intelligence, it's not about luck or even money? It's about meaning. Everything that you've been through, you weren't given these challenges as punishment. You weren't bad at relationship. You didn't screw up. You were given a beautiful training ground to build resilience, to build strength, to build wisdom, to build you into the person you were put here to become. And even if that's total BS, your belief that it's true is what's going to pull you forward when things get hard. You're not waiting for life to be fair. You're not waiting for the court case to be over or to get remarried. You're not waiting to make more money before becoming an investor. You are creating an empowered meaning out of what is happening to you right now in this moment. Because what is happening to you right now is what's calling you to get to the next level. That's what all of this means. Think about the movies that you love. Do you watch stories where the protagonist is just born rich, has an easy life, and then dies happy? No. You watch heroes' journeys, heroes' stories, people who go through struggles but choose to rise despite everything that life has stacked against them. I've seen so many single parents get trapped by these disempowering questions like, how does anyone get ahead? Why is life so unfair? How am I going to do this alone? That was my personal guiding question. And what I've learned through years of experience in finance, design thinking, and working with single parents is that broken questions asked by broken people lead to broken answers. Your mind is always looking for proof of the beliefs that you hold. If you believe that you're stuck, your brain will find evidence to confirm it. If you believe wealth isn't possible for you, you are going to push it away. For every thought you have, your brain is scanning the environment to prove you right. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this here to teach me? Who do I need to become for this not to affect me? Who can I ask for support? What skills do I need to learn so that this never happens again? This shift alone is going to change your financial trajectory. David Kessler, a world renowned grief specialist, assigned meaning as the sixth and final stage of grief. The most successful single parents I've worked with all understand this intuitively. Meaning, meaning is the fuel that gets the rocket off the ground. You don't wait for life to be fair. You rewrite the narrative in a way that means something. So that's secret number 2. Secret number 2 is mastering your game of wealth, not the game of wealth, mastering your game of wealth. What if everything you've been taught about wealth is exactly what's keeping you broke? After surviving a severely financially abusive relationship, I went back to school for finance. I became a financial analyst and CFA charter holder. I became a behavioral finance expert and a financial abuse recovery specialist. And can I tell you what I've discovered? That complicated world of investing, those charts, options, crypto, risky, stock picking, endless news cycles, it's not our game. Our game is boring. Our game is responsible. It's small, consistent actions over a long period of time. And want to hear the real reason money can keep you feeling stuck? Do you subconsciously believe that money is dangerous? Think about it. At any time during your life, your past relationship, has money ever been used for control, manipulation, or created some sort of power imbalance between you and a significant other? Have you ever experienced financial abuse? Was there an unspoken belief in your household that money destroys families? Well, here's what I need you to hear. If you believe money is dangerous, how hard do you think your brain will let you work for it? How many investing books do you think you're going to pick up when just opening a bill triggers anxiety? Wealth is an identity shift way before a financial one. If you believe money will ruin your life, you will subconsciously push it away. You will avoid checking your finances. You're going to make irrational financial decisions, and you're just going to tell yourself, I'm not good with money. If you've ever thought, that's great for you, but I don't have any money, I'll just wait till I'm earning more or I have something to invest. You won't become an investor when you're wealthy. You become wealthy because you invest. Remember that it's not about money. Wealth is about people. It's about creating good habits and executing on them regularly. I'm talking about that boring, automated, responsible investing that we do, the kind that turns small, consistent actions into life-changing wealth. I see this shift every day inside our membership when we learn our game. That moment when you buy your first ETF, which is an exchange-traded fund, something changes. You own a piece of the economy. You see yourself differently. You're now an investor. You see your value. You ask for raises. You start that business. You begin to realize that you have everything inside of you to build generational wealth. It's not about luck. It's not about being born rich. That's a story people who don't have money have told you to keep you small, or out of ignorance, or maybe somewhere deep down, they don't want to watch you do the things that they couldn't. To master managing and building your wealth, you need to learn the rules of the game you're playing and play them correctly. We talk about these rules regularly in our group. Make sure your income exceeds expenses, pay off high interest debt, open a registered account, understand the basics of compounding and diversification, and then buy your little piece of the market. Your rules aren't complicated. That's it. You have everything inside of you to build financial abundance for your family, I promise you. And do you want the biggest money secret no one ever told you? Listen to this. Your financial future depends on the degree of certainty you have in your ability to create it. Let's say that again, okay? Think about it. Your financial future depends on the degree of certainty you have in your ability to create it. And what creates that certainty? Understanding the game that you were playing is not the complicated one you thought you had to master. And now for the third unconventional secret, and that's the power of community and mentorship. Every successful person, athletes, CEOs, thought leaders, every one of them has had coaches and mentors. And yet we, as single parents, are conditioned to do it alone. Be strong, push through, figure it out. But here's the reality. Your environment, which includes the people in it, dictates your growth. Imagine that you're like a thermostat and that the internal temperature you're set at is based on what you've settled for in the past. If your financial thermostat is set to, let's say, 70 degrees, and you start to increase your temperature, you'll subconsciously sabotage yourself to come back to where you're comfortable. You'll spend any extra money you make, you'll turn down that job opportunity, you'll make reckless investment decisions, whatever it takes for you to get back down to that 70-degree mark. It works the other way too. If you're used to being at a certain level financially, let's say 90 degrees, and then you dip into 70, You'll recognize it pretty quick and then immediately do everything you can to bring yourself back up to that higher level. So, when you've been taught to stay small for so long, it feels normal to surround yourself with people who reinforce that smallness. That's familiar. Most single parents suffer from chronically low standards, not by choice, but because of what society, our exes, and even well meaning family members have told us. One of our community members said to me once that, if she went to get a high paying job, her family would say that she thinks she's better than them. It wasn't until she started surrounding herself with other people who wanted more for themselves that she started seeing herself as one of these people. And she gave herself permission to go get a better job despite what her family thought of her. I want you to know that all of these things you want so badly, the wealth, the freedom, the growth, the transformation, the peace, they're all within reach. You just need to surround yourself with people playing at a high level. Your fastest path to success isn't just changing your habits, it's changing your tribe. That's exactly why I built Single Parent Redesign. You are the designer of your life, and if you don't like the story, you hold the pen. So let's recap. I hope I gave you something different to consider today. Secret number one, meaning over circumstance. You don't wait for life to be fair, you rewrite the narrative in a way that empowers you. Secret number two, mastering and understanding your wealth game. You don't become an investor when you're wealthy, you become wealthy because you invest. And all of the complicated financial jargon, the Greek letters, the derivatives, that's not for us. That's not our game. Secret number three, the power of community and mentorship. Your fastest path to success isn't just changing your habits, it's changing your tribe. So now I want to show you how we're doing this. When you get inside the membership, and that's at singleparentredesign.com, you'll see close to a year's worth of coaching calls, direct access to me and our incredible practitioners. On our services page, you'll see our calendar for the month, and as a member, you can sign up for the ones you want to attend live and watch the recordings of any others. This is a completely supportive and immersive system of specialists and parents just like you who are constantly leveling up. For those of you in the thick of your separations, we have a lawyer who has represented successful cases in the Supreme Court of Canada. We have a hypnotherapist, 3 psychotherapists. I personally teach investing, behavioral finance, and financial abuse recovery. We have a recruiter, a tax specialist, functional doctors, a public speaking coach. We've had an Emmy-nominated writer, founders of investment firms, a lead advisor from Wealthsimple here in Canada, just an incredible source of mentorship and community. I want you to think. What has not knowing how to invest, not understanding why you're sick, why you're struggling, what has this already cost you? How much money have you lost because no one has taught you how to make your money work for you? How many opportunities have slipped by you? How much has stress, burnout, or health issues cost you over the years? And what will that become in 10 years if you don't do anything right now? You are already paying the price of not having the right support. If you're serious about transforming your life, I would love to walk with you on this journey and uncover all of the hidden patterns holding you back and then create a path forward. I joke with our community members that it's like having a team of Sherpas guiding you up Everest. Remember that no one ever created something extraordinary on their own, and I can't wait to get to know you on the inside.